Good day. This is the Black Kojak here with you. And today I want to discuss how sensitive and how intense it is to do Amazon Prime or any shift like Christmas season. So right now it's Prime season. It is week 2, okay? Week 2 of Amazon Prime season, and I want to tell you that it is more intense than a basketball playoffs or basketball series. Now, please, those that are involved in basketball, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm analyzing how intense it is for basketball versus Amazon season. It's much more intense because for basketball playoffs and basketball finals, they play basketball and then they rest for what, a day? I think it's a day, and then they play basketball again. And we're talking about now. That's just the playoffs. I think they play every other day. I have to check their schedule. But I remember that when they play a basketball game, they're skipping a day, which means it gives them time to regroup and to practice and then go back to playing the game. And they might have a small portion of spending time with their family and other businesses they have and endeavors that they have. But with Amazon Prime, I think it's equal now that I think of it, because we have just 2 weeks. I think they have the playoffs for like more than a week. So it may be equal to that. But my point is that you have to look at it more in a health standpoint of taking care of yourself more in a more sensitive way, because you're working at a high level today, and then you're working on a high level again tomorrow, and then you're working on a high level again the next day, and a high level again the next day. So for us, we worked 3 days. They added another day, and they added an extra day. So for this week, for me, I'm actually working Monday to Friday. So that's 4 days. And excuse me, I'm working from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm off Friday. I'm working Saturday. And last week was also 5 days. So that's 5 intense straight days, and you have only 2 days off, which means that you have to be more sensitive to restoring, recovering, and preparing. So for basketball, they take a day off. Let's say that that day they play the game and they're recovering. And then during the recovery time, of course, they have their drills and things like that for the next day. And then, of course, before the game of the next game they play, they are doing their drills, working out, things of that nature. We have to work at that level of intensity, also paying attention to recovery, paying attention to our mind and our spirits, because again, it's at the amount of work that we're doing in days. Now, let's talk about how intense it is while you're there. So a basketball game, yes, it is high intense. It's physical. But guess what? With Amazon, it's also physical. You need to stay hydrated. When it comes to rest, for a basketball game, yes, they're playing at high level and they have their time that they play. But then they hit the bench once it's commercial. They hit the bench where one player comes out and another one comes in, because they don't want to overuse, they don't want to overuse their players. So they give them time to rest, and someone fills in, and then they take their part. And then if there's a sensitive part in the basketball game, that main player goes back in and plays another few minutes. So this is real intense. Now, we're talking about people of all ages too now. Now, we're talking about those that are at least 18 years of age. And for people that at Amazon that are let's say some of them I know for a fact that are 60 years old. Again, pay attention to your body mentally, physically. Please implement spiritual or giving God praise, showing your love for him. And for me personally, fasting, giving a time to time out, having peace and quiet, and fasting from the social media, fasting from food, and staying hydrated. So that's my point. My point is to ensure that your recovery, you're having well enough recovery. You're sleeping already for the week. You already know that if you're working 5 days, God forbid if you have children and you're caretaking, you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep. So again, the level of intensity is high. For a basketball player, it is important for them to rest. Now, if they do that on their own time, that's their business, but they're supposed to mentally, physically, spiritually, and recovery. So again, I'm stressing it out enough that you need to do that. Now, I'll go on my personal part of my life. I take this very seriously in regards to a playoffs. So I'm doing a meal prep for the week. My food is prepared for this week already. All right. I already know what is to come because the week before. And plus, I've been at Amazon for 2 years, so I know what comes into play. I took a picture of my meals of when we had Amazon's birthday in July. I took pictures of my meal Christmas season. So I took those pictures and I'm using that same prototype for this Prime Week. Mind you, this is almost like a playoffs. It's almost like a playoffs right now, and the world what do you call it? The championship game, the finals is in November, merging to December. All right, because now it's 2 weeks, but for November and December, it's peak season. All right, so that's the finals. That's when it gets really intense. So going back to myself, I already prepared my meals. I have a window of when I go to sleep. I have a window of when I recover. The recovery implements a foot bath or a foot massage, not from a masseuse, but actually like I guess you call it like a foot spa. You plug it in and you soak your feet. An ice bath and an Epsom salt bath. I lay out my clothes in advance, which includes underwear and my average clothes. Now, I don't get fly. I am a New Yorker. I do a little jiggy. I have my own clothing line that's laid out for the week. So those are my garments. I know exactly what's going to happen every single day because my day is pretty much a template. I'm doing a little grooming today for tonight and staying hydrated. I already know I'm going to drink a lot of water. Now, as far as my food, I've already showed you my cabinet. Sea moss is every day. Black seed is every day. I have some ginger tea. I have some turmeric in the stash, and I'm gonna use get some seeds in my life, fennel seeds. I'm gonna implement some star anise this week. All of these are cleanses, all of this stuff, just so I can clean my body. And as far as physical fitness is concerned, that's not an option. I mean, that goes without saying that I am getting my normal workout in. Now that means that my body's getting more, my body's more stressed out and being more tension involved because I'm working out. And then when I go to the job, I'm doing rebend. I'm doing inducting, and I'm packing. Now, I've been doing more rebinning than anything, so that means there's more stress on my back. Actually, everywhere. Let's just say everywhere. But heavily stress on my knees, my arms, and my back. And of course, you know, I have to breathe properly. Socks, everything is laid out. Everything is laid out to avoid rushing out of the house. Also to avoid just not it has to be meditated, just to know that the same things happen every single day. The position that I'm working is not any different. All right, so right now as we speak, I have some turmeric tea with some ginger in it. This is just something that I'm doing in the morning. In about a few hours, I'm gonna do my 40-minute workout, heavy intensity, things of that nature. Now, another thing for us men that I'm doing as well is semen retention. Why? Because I'm playing at a high level. Now, this is a reference that LeBron James said. They said how they asked him at the press conference, and you can look this up. They asked him, how do you play at a high level? And he said the following. He said, well, during this time, my wife is unhappy during this time. That was his quote. He said, you know, this is a time where my wife isn't too happy with me, but that's one of the secrets. He's speaking about semen retention. Boxers do it. They play and practice at a high level so they can have that fire in them when they perform. So we're speaking all across the region. Now, I am a Christian. I will speak highly of what I do. I'm reading my Bible in work and out on my own personal time. Very important. A lot of distractions, a lot of foolishness, a lot of distractions, a lot of foolishness, a lot of ways you need to stay grounded. I am on a fast, a YouTube fast, in a way where I'm not watching entertainment. I'm not feeding off other people's entertainment. However, I am listening to Christian music. I am listening to music that will fire me up while I'm rebinning, so I can get those numbers that I want and play at a high level. I know it's repetitious, but I want to show myself that I can be the best that I can be and work at a high level, because why am I there? I'm there to get the job done. I'm there to help, to make sure that your packages, yes, I'm talking about you, viewer, that your packages are there on time without any delay on my end, right? So, again, that's important. Listening to music, warming up during the times where my inductor might be slow, or the long range has stopped, or the MRS is off, then I am actually stretching. I'm doing some type of workout. I'm doing some type of dip. I'm doing something. And I'm really working that out because I want to make sure that I'm staying at peace with my workouts and things like that while I'm at work. Remember, this is more intense, if so as much, because we're working a 10-hour shift non-stop. Granted, 9-hour shift, non-stop, high intensity, okay? You only get 2 30-minute breaks. What are you doing your 2-minute breaks? If you're smoking or doing something to tear your body down, I'm not a judge, but you need to do research on what you're doing to your body. If you're eating food that is unlawful, you need to be mindful of what it's doing to your body during this season. Is it tearing your body down or lifting you up? This is a test. All right, that's all I have for today. So just to recap, that peak season, prime season is as intense as a basketball game. The finals and the playoffs, you're playing at least one day and you have a day off, and then you play again. If I'm not mistaken, I might go do my research to make sure of that as a better reference, because I don't want to steer anyone wrong. But you have a rest time to be with your family, handle any business endeavors, and to recover and to restore and get back into it. So what is done? Mentally, playing some music, reading the Bible, clearing your head, all right? Physically, drinking a lot of water, fruits and veggies. For me, high calorie, I kept the crap and junk food out to a degree, but I am making sure that it's not breaking down my body if there's any sweets. In regards to my minerals, my herbs and vegetables, right now I'm drinking turmeric tea with ginger. I have my ginger on deck, my sea moss on deck, my black seed. If you want to know about that, I did a video for all that stuff already. As far as working out, I'm stretching before I work out, then I go in. My body's ready for action. And then I start my day. Keeping my mental prepared. Locking in is my new thing that I'm doing. Is I'm not looking at anyone. I'm not looking from the left. I'm not looking to my right. Of course, I'm being courteous and I'm being casual and talking to people. But when it comes to these rates, they're not playing around with these rules and regulations now. Since we've got a pay increase, I am locking in to my task at hand. And if there's any idle time, I'm doing some type of dip. I'm drinking water. I'm reading my Bible. And what I'm listening to, actually it's supposed to be low key, is some gospel music or music to keep me like the eye of the tiger. So that's all that I have for today. Oh, not to mention, for us men, semen retention, no sexual activity until this peak season is over.
To the institution.
So basically,
so they're trying to keep people away from stories that